It's me, LBT, once again, and welcome back to my channel after the events of May. And I hope you're all doing good, and this time we are in the 1st of June, the very first day of June. And welcome back to another tier list ranking video, and this time, this is a tier list ranking of the movies that I liked and haven't seen and all those other stuff, and today we're here to take a look at a tier list ranking of the dinosaur movies that I liked, thought they were okay, thought they were like mediocre, and the ones that are like really bad ones, especially those who are terrible. And I'm looking at you, Barney. So first we got amazing, great, okay, mediocre, bad, and terrible. And oh man, things are gonna get a lot crazier around here in this video. So I just want to say that if you don't agree with things I say, and if you don't agree with the video that I'm making right now, that's fine, but it's just my opinion, so please respect my opinion. So with all that said, let the tier list ranking commence. Alright then, and the first is Barney. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Barney, but I used to be a fan of Barney, but looking at it now, it doesn't hold up. So, but the point is that Barney is, the movie, if there's one thing I agree with the people, it's not that great. So, I'm going to put it in pretty bad. Yep, it's not that good, not that, terrible, not the worst, but just not that great. And then there's Carnosaur, and gee, Carnosaur, oh boy, it looks ugly. Yeah, Carnosaur, I'm never watching the Carnosaur. And not to mention, this came out the exact same year as Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park movie, which that movie was amazing, but this had the potential to be a thriller one, but Carnosaur, you're not really that good of a movie. But how about this? At least the sequels are better, but the first film, I'm just going to switch them in both places. So you get the bad category. So, bad tier for Carnosaur. Never watching this movie again. Nope, nope, nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
So you get bad tier for Carnosaur. Never watching again, and then there's Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain. I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was one of my favorite films at the time. And yeah, I remember watching this back in 2019, and it was amazing. And could be one of my favorite films in the 2010 decades. And easily one of my favorite ones. And I don't know why the hell it was there. And dinosaurs shouldn't be there. Speckles shouldn't be there. Neither does The Good Dinosaur. They're all good movies and pretty okay movies. And for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which I'll get to there soon, but Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain. Yeah, I like Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain. It's one of my favorite movie sequels, and possibly one of my favorite ones. And yeah, it's not amazing. Not as good as the first Speckles movie, but I think I'm going to put it on the great tier. It's still a 10 out of 10 movie for me, and it's still a great dinosaur movie. But if there's one thing I have to agree with some dino fans on, is that the English dubbing. It kind of ruins the experience.
This is none of our business.
Haha, and so, vengeance was mine. Yes, indeed, vengeance was... Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, everyone. There are no guards.
It's not nice of you to keep us waiting. Oh!
Yeah, and the monster from Fire Mountain. I'll admit it looks good, but having it in a dinosaur movie, not so much. But at least we didn't see it until the ending. That's the only part that we see, till the ending. And is there anything else to say? Nothing else. But the movie is great, and it's one of my favorite movie sequels. So that's why I'm putting it at the great tier, and can't wait to review this movie someday. So, Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain, you get the great tier. You get the great. And then there's Dinosaur Island, the 2014 Dinosaur Island, and yeah, I'm putting it at the mediocre category. The whole movie is just mediocre. Not terrible, not great, just nah. Yeah, it's not really that good of a movie in my opinion. Because as a kid, I used to like it, but looking at it now, I can understand what people are coming from with this. I mean, this movie does have a lot of problems because the dinosaur models, they look good, but they don't get enough screening time, and we only see people, and all that stuff. Like, come on, guys. This isn't a modern day Disney movie. This is a dinosaur movie. Just come up with something very cool and all that stuff and make dinosaurs get more appearances. But for this, they barely tried. At least this has the potential at the time, but the movie was a big disappointment for me. It's not really that great. And then there's Dinosaur.
Just gonna walk right into that lake until the water's up to my eyeballs.
Yep, Dinosaur is going on the amazing tier. Yep.
Yep, that is what it is. Yep.
My favorite Disney movies of all time. Can't believe I did a 22nd anniversary to this movie. So Dinosaur, you get an amazing tier. The movie's good and it's one of my favorites. And can't wait to rewatch both Dinosaur and Speckles over and over again until the day I die. Literally. And I don't want to go into full detail and all that stuff. It's one of my favorites and one of my favorite dinosaur movies. One of my favorite Disney movies, and it still holds up. So it's pretty good. And then there's Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3. Not a lot of people know about this one for a lot of reasons. Some people think it's cursed and all that stuff, and some people think that it's the worst in the franchise. I don't think Jurassic Park 3 is that bad of a movie. I thought it was pretty alright at the time, but I used to like it as a kid, but looking at it now, it's okay. So, for the first time, I'm going to put Jurassic Park 3 at the okay category. The whole movie is just okay. Not terrible, not great, just okay. And moving on. And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. One of my favorite films in the Jurassic franchise, and I surprisingly like Fallen Kingdom. I don't know why a lot of people don't like Fallen Kingdom. To me, it's the best in the Jurassic World series, ever since the first movie. J.A. Bayona did a good job with it. I think he's getting way too much hate, but this movie has a lot of good moments, some suspense, the good CGI. It still holds up after a few years apart. It's one of my favorite Jurassic Park films, literally, ever since Jurassic World. But, however, if there's one thing I have to agree with a lot of people on, is that the human villains, all they want to do is to sell the dinosaurs, and that plot twist shouldn't exist at all. And that cracking joke with the nasty woman stuff, it shouldn't be in the movie at all. So, yeah. So, Fallen Kingdom may not be great, but at least it's one of my favorite films growing up. So, Fallen Kingdom, you get the great tier, next to Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain. Because out of all the movies that I've seen in the great tier, I think Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain is one of my favorite ones. And at least I enjoy Fallen Kingdom, but Dino King 2 deserves more praise. It's pretty underrated. They're both underrated films, in my opinion. And then there's Pterodactyl and...
Pterodactyls. No honest-to-God paleontology fanatic would ever call them pterodactyls. I'm looking at you, Power Rangers Dino Charge. These are pterosaurs. The term pterodactyl is as outdated as calling a black man the N-word. While there was no pterodactyl, there was a pterosaur called Pterodactylus, but it wasn't the same thing. What uneducated people think of pterodactyl, they refer to this thing with the head of a pteranodon, the tail of a rhamphorhynchus, and the wings of a bat, which is totally inaccurate. The closest thing, as far as my knowledge, to something that resembles the pterodactyl are Scaphognathus and the Harpactognathus, long-tailed pterosaurs with a crest on their heads.
Pterodactyl. Yeah, that movie is terrible. So, I'm putting it at the terrible category. That movie is just... yeah, the CGI, it's not even that good. I mean, looks like a bad rendered video game. And the pterosaurs look very inaccurate in that movie. I heard a lot of people rank this as their worst dinosaur movies, and I pretty much agree with these people. So Pterodactyl isn't terrible. And then there's Raptor Island, another movie that I saw and never gonna see again. So the movie's terrible, it's boring, stupid, and not all that good. And finally, one of my second favorite dinosaur movies of all time, known as Speckles the Tarbosaurus. Yeah, I'm putting it at the top category. So, Dino King 2 is perfect, but the first movie, I'm putting it next to Dinosaur. They're both good movies. Amazing. Dinosaur and Speckles. Yeah, they're both my favorite dinosaur movies of all time, along with Dino King 2 and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. They're all my favorite dinosaur movies of all time. Easily the best of the best. So, can't wait to do my top 10 most underrated animated films of all time. Because if there's an animated film that is underrated, Speckles and Dino King 2 are very underrated. I defend both Speckles movies. I defend them both. So, it's worth a shot. And this is one of them. This is one of them. The Dinosaur Experiment. Also known as Raptor Ranch.
This movie blows!
Yep, that movie's terrible. The movie is terrible. I mean, it looks awful. So, yeah, I'm putting it at the terrible category. And if you want to see more detail why the Dinosaur Experiment was terrible, I suggest going to Jurassic Godzilla Fans video. He explains a lot of details of what made Dinosaur Experiment the worst of the dinosaur movies, and Speckles the Tarbosaurus is way better than this. So, yeah. And the Dinosaur Project. I have to say is that it's alright, but I feel like putting it at the mediocre. So, yeah. So, the Dinosaur Project. Not the worst, not best, but just mediocre. But the problem is that the dinosaurs, let me just say, they barely get enough screening time. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, what a waste of a movie. I mean, the Dinosaur Project, in my opinion, is one of the most disappointing things I have ever seen in my entire life. Easily. One of the most disappointing things. Literally. Like, the way I watched this, it felt too boring and insanely mediocre. So, yeah. This and Dinosaur Island 2014 had the potential to show dinosaurs having their appearances, to show dinosaurs being exciting and all that stuff, and make them more enjoyable. When you compare them to dinosaur movies like Speckles, Dinosaur, Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, they are way better dinosaur movies out there. Way better. Unlike the two movies I recently saw. So, if you want to see better dinosaur movies, and even with Jurassic Park 3, I suggest watching these 5 of them. Dinosaur, Speckles, Dino King 2, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Not to mention Jurassic Park 3, so you get the picture. And, yeah, Dinosaur Project, it's all mediocre. The movie's mediocre. I mean, the movie needs improving. And then there's The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur, it's just another mediocre dinosaur movie. A lot of people saw this and it's just, yeah. I'm putting The Good Dinosaur next to Dinosaur Island 2014. Literally. At least dinosaurs get more appearances, but other than that, the movie's just, it's just like bland and boring and not all that great. And, but how about this? The only good things I liked about the Good Dinosaur are these Tyrannosaur characters. Ramsey, Nash, and Butch. Yeah, although their designs are not even that great, but at least they serve the plot. And they could be the good characters I like throughout this movie. The best characters, in my opinion. So, the Good Dinosaur, it's all mediocre, and the movie's boring and not all that great, but still better than Dinosaur Island 2014 and Dinosaur Project, so you get mediocre. And there's that. And 3 more dinosaur movies to go, and we got Theodore Rex.
Okay, you're trash.
That movie was ugly. Very, very ugly, and not all that great. So, I'm going to put it there, in the middle. So, the movie's just stupid and too goofy looking to begin with. Literally. It's just... I have nothing else to say about Theodore Rex. It's just... And then there's Walking with Dinosaurs, the 2013 movie. Yeah, reviewing this back in 2019, I accidentally gave it a 5 out of 10. But looking at it now...
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Perhaps I've been treating it too harshly. So, Walking with Dinosaurs, you're not the worst dinosaur movies. That goes for Adventures of Buck Wild, because that one is a lot worse compared to this. Walking with Dinosaurs 2013 feels like a masterpiece compared to Adventures of Buck Wild. So, if there's one thing I have to put up, I have to put it next to Jurassic Park 3 at the okay section. So, the movie's not bad, it's not great, it's just okay. At least they have good dinosaur models, they have good characters, but the only problem I have is some of the voice acting and those pop culture references. Like, I mean, not all that could be necessary, but... So overall, Walking with Dinosaurs 2013, I'd rather take this over Dinosaur Island 2014 and the Dinosaur Project, because that's saying a lot. And then there's We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. The last dinosaur movie ever to go on the ranking, so the movie gets okay. So, boom. We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. Yeah, honestly, I used to like this movie as a kid, but looking at it now, I think I have a soft spot for We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. I think I have a soft spot. Still better than The Good Dinosaur, but the movie would have been so much better if the dinosaurs actually get fleshed out a lot and develop the dinosaur characters and take the kids out of the movie and make the movie focus on the dinosaurs so we can care about them so much. And make them look more charismatic and all that type of stuff. And yeah, the movie's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. So yeah, there you have it. Yep, we got the tier list ranking. 2 amazing ones, 2 great ones, 3 okay ones, 3 mediocre ones, 3 bad ones, and 3 terrible ones. And oh man. And that's just my ranking of the tier list ranking of the dinosaur movies that are good to pretty bad ones. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please sure like and subscribe, and I can't wait to do another tier list ranking video in my channel, so stay tuned for that. And LBT here, see you guys next time, and have a great Jurassic June.
Humans and dinosaurs are now going to be forced to coexist.